Welcome back to Midnight Whispers 13. Tonight, we delve into a spine-chilling tale from Thailand, where tradition and terror intertwine. Prepare to be captivated by the eerie legend of the ghostly dancer whose tragic fate has made her a haunting legend. Our story begins in a village in Thailand, a place where ancient customs and traditions are held close to the heart. This village was known for its vibrant festivals and its deep respect for its cultural heritage. At the center of this cultural celebration was Noi, a dancer whose performances were the highlight of every festival. Noi was celebrated for her extraordinary talent in the traditional Khon dance. With every graceful step and every delicate movement, she told stories of ancient gods and heroes. Her beauty and skill enchanted everyone who watched, making her the pride of the village. However, behind the scenes of her enchanting performances, Noi's life was far from peaceful. Her beauty and grace attracted many admirers, but one man in particular was captivated by her. His name was Prak, a wealthy and influential man who was used to getting whatever he wanted. Prak's infatuation with Noi quickly turned into obsession. Despite her attempts to keep her distance, Prak could not accept her rejection. He wanted Noi for himself, and his obsession led him to act out of jealousy and rage. Noi's heart belonged to Somchai, a fellow dancer who shared her passion for the traditional art. Their love was a source of joy for them both, but it made Prak's jealousy even more intense. Unable to bear the thought of losing Noi to Somchai, Prak hatched a sinister plan. He began to manipulate and deceive the villagers, turning them against Somchai. Through lies and deceit, Prak damaged Somchai's reputation, making him appear as though he was a threat to the village's harmony. As the festival approached, tension simmered beneath the surface. On the night of the grand celebration, Noi performed under the moonlit sky, unaware of the dark plan unfolding around her. Her dance was as mesmerizing as ever, but the night was destined to take a tragic turn. When Noi discovered what Prak had done to Somchai, she was heartbroken and furious. Determined to confront Prak and put an end to his cruelty, she sought him out. In the midst of the festival's revelry, she confronted Prak, pleading with him to stop his schemes. But Prak, consumed by his obsession and rage, was beyond reason. In a fit of uncontrollable fury, Prak struck down Noi, ending her life in a brutal act of violence. The once beautiful dancer fell lifeless to the ground, her vibrant attire now stained with the blood of betrayal and sorrow. The festival, once filled with joy and celebration, turned into a scene of horror and despair. The villagers were horrified by the sudden and tragic event. The story of Noi's death quickly spread, becoming a dark legend whispered among the people. It is said that her restless spirit now haunts the village and the forest surrounding it. On quiet nights, when the wind carries the distant sound of drums and haunting classical music, people believe they can sense her presence. Those who have ventured into the forest at night have reported eerie sightings. They describe seeing a ghostly figure dressed in traditional Khon attire. Her face is often obscured by shadows, but the sight of her is unmistakable. A spectral dancer whose performance is as captivating as it is terrifying. Her movements, though graceful, are also grotesque, with her body twisted in unnatural ways, and blood staining her once beautiful dress. Her severed limbs seem to dance alongside her, adding to the horror of her spectral performance. The dance of Noi is not just a haunting spectacle. It is a chilling reminder of her unfulfilled desires and the betrayal she suffered. As she dances, the hollow rhythm of the drums and the eerie music create an atmosphere of dread. Witnesses who have seen her dance describe an overwhelming feeling of unease and terror, a haunting reminder of the tragic fate that befell her. One night, a curious traveler decided to explore the forest, eager to capture evidence of the legendary ghostly dance. Armed with a camera and a sense of adventure, they ventured into the dark forest as night fell. The air was thick with anticipation, and the sound of distant drums began to fill the silence. Guided by the haunting melody, the traveler pressed deeper into the forest, their heart pounding with a mix of excitement and fear. The deeper they went, the more the music grew louder, filling the air with an eerie resonance. Then, they saw her, a figure draped in a traditional cone dress, moving gracefully through the forest. Her dance was both mesmerizing and terrifying, her body moving with a ghostly elegance that defied natural movement. The traveler watched in awe and horror as Noi's dance unfolded. Her blood-streaked face and the sight of her severed limbs added a nightmarish quality to the performance. The experience was both beautiful and horrifying, leaving the traveler deeply shaken. They fled from the forest, their camera capturing only fleeting glimpses of the spectral dancer, the traveler still reeling from the horrifying sight of Noi's spectral dance, stumbled through the forest, their heart pounding with terror. They managed to escape the forest and return to the village, but the haunting images of the ghostly dancer haunted their every waking moment. The fleeting glimpses they captured on camera were enough to convince others of the ghostly presence, but they never managed to fully shake off the nightmare of their encounter. As word of the traveler's encounter spread, it reached the ears of Prak. Prak had been living with the consequences of his actions, his once powerful influence fading as the villagers turned against him. The guilt and fear of retribution weighed heavily on him, but he remained defiant, convinced that he had escaped the worst of his punishment. But the spirit of Noi was relentless. The villagers began to report strange occurrences around Prak's home, unexplained noises, eerie shadows, and the haunting sound of distant drums. It seemed that Noi's vengeful spirit was not content with simply haunting the forest. She was seeking out those who had wronged her. One night, as Prak lay in his bed, he was awakened by a chilling draft and the sound of distant music. The haunting melody grew louder, and the rhythm of the drums filled the air. Prak's heart raced as he heard the soft, ghostly whispers of Noi's dance echoing through the corridors of his home. Prak tried to dismiss the sounds, attributing them to his overactive imagination. But the sounds grew louder and closer, and he could no longer deny the presence of the ghostly dancer. Desperate to escape his torment, Prak fled his home and ran into the forest, hoping to find refuge from the spirit he had wronged. As he wandered deeper into the forest, Prak found himself surrounded by an unnatural darkness. The sound of drums grew louder, and the haunting music seemed to come from all directions. In his panic, he stumbled upon a clearing where Noi's ghostly dance was taking place. The sight was both mesmerizing and horrifying. Noi danced with a spectral grace, her blood-stained face and severed limbs twisting and turning in a macabre performance. The drums beat a relentless rhythm, and the music filled the air with an eerie resonance. Prak's fear intensified as he realized that he was witnessing the very dance that had haunted the traveler. Desperate and trembling, Prak fell to his knees and begged for forgiveness. He pleaded with Noi's ghost, promising to make amends and undo the wrongs he had committed. But the ghostly dancer's eyes, dark and unyielding, offered no sign of mercy. Her dance continued, each step a haunting reminder of the betrayal she had suffered. As Prak's pleas grew more frantic, the ground beneath him seemed to shift. The forest became a maze of shadows, and the drums beat with an ominous intensity. Prak's screams echoed through the night as he was enveloped by the darkness. The villagers later found his abandoned home, but Prak was never seen again. Rumors spread that Prak had been claimed by Noi's vengeful spirit, forever trapped in the forest, where he had tried to escape his guilt. His disappearance added another layer to the legend of Noi, transforming her tale from one of tragic betrayal to a story of haunting retribution.